Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm nutritionist Deepa and I welcome you to the Together We Can series of topics related to health, wellness and well-being, a concept put together by brilliant Vidya Joshi. So thank you Vidya and team for having me on this cooking for this cooking demo. Before I start my cooking demo on Swiss chart, I'm going to pre-launch a wonderful collection of recipes which are put together in a book format by uh, wonderful variety of wonderful ladies from the Chicagoland area. The book is called As Potluck, and we have been blessed uh, with a foreword by Mr. Prashant Damle, all the way from India. So during this quarantine time, everybody has made an effort to bring their own skills and talents to do something for themselves and for the community. And the launch of the potluck group or the concept of the potluck book is one of those attempts as well. These are the recipes that have been contributed by, like I said, all the Chicagoan women, and using minimal ingredients yet innovative techniques. And I think we should have this book in our cooking book collections and pass it on to the next generation. So I congratulate the team of who has made this potluck recipe book concept a success. So without further ado, I would like to invite you all to learn about how to cook variety of vegetables without using oil. And the reason is that during this COVID crisis, couple of health conditions have surfaced which seem to be the risk factors to get COVID infection. So, and these conditions are obesity or overweight or high fat to muscle ratio in the body, blood pressure, hypertension, and diabetes. So the kind of foods that we need to start incorporating in our diet need to be more plant-based, and which means that more fruits, more vegetables, more whole grains such as intact grains, herbs and spices, and very, very low intake of fat, including the fat that we use for cooking, even if it is a liquid fat, and even if you are trying to stay away from butter or ghee or toop, we are still talking about using, we still tend to use a lot of uh, oil, unsaturated fat in terms of oils, even if it is olive oil or grapeseed oil or avocado oil, it all contributes to the formation of fat cells, which in turn increase our risk for hormonal imbalances and high blood pressure. So why Swiss chard? So Swiss chard, I'm going to show you. So Swiss chard is this, what it is also called as rainbow chard, is this green leafy vegetable. Okay, and it's very beautiful. It has red stem, and all the part, including the stem, is eatable or is edible. And if it is a rainbow chard, then you will see sometimes the stem is yellow and purple or red in color. So why Swiss chard? So first and foremost, it ranks very high in terms of antioxidants and nitrates. Okay. Now nitrates are specifically important to dilate our blood vessels. Okay. So like I said, Swiss chard is good for to control blood pressure. This is exactly how it works. The nitrates in the green vegetables help dilate the blood vessels by turning the nitrates into nitric oxide, and that's how it really helps our body to reduce blood pressure. It's as simple as that. And I said it's an antioxidant, so it's going to reduce the oxidation that happens due to stress or being on medication and it also helps with inflammation. It's anti-inflammatory. Okay, so these are some of the health benefits. The other big one would be fiber. We need tons of fiber. Fiber is like a garbage man that comes and cleans our system. If we don't have enough fiber, the toxins get pushed back in our bloodstream and make it very difficult for our body to focus on the essential processes that it's supposed to. So eating diet rich in fiber is going to be important. Now, the spinach and Swiss chard, right? Some people or many people always ask me which one is better. Each one have their own health benefit, but the added benefit of eating foods like Swiss chard, or actually while I was in the store today, I also happened to get golden beets. So I have these beet greens, which you can pretty much cook the way you are going to cook the Swiss chard. So when you are cooking with greens like Swiss chard or beet greens or kale, the added advantage is that they are low in oxalate. Okay, spinach is quite high in oxalate, and sometimes a high oxalate interferes with the absorption of other nutrients. Okay, so that is one of the reasons why we want to include more of Swiss chard and kale and mustard greens and beet greens type of green vegetables. The another advantage of eating greens in general, and that also includes spinach, is that greens are high in folic acid or folate, which is extremely important for our brain health. And the one of the advantage that people sometimes tend to ignore is that there is a lot of calcium in greens, especially these deep greens. As you can see, this leaf has beautiful, very deep green color to it. So deep color vegetables are high in calcium as well as iron. So if you're going on plant-based diet, which means if you're transitioning out of, cutting down on dairy and meat and yogurt, all that stuff, then the question occurs as to, okay, then what about calcium and iron? And these are the foods that are going to give us the iron and calcium that we are looking for. So why no oil cooking? What happens is oil that we get from added sources, such as adding oil during cooking or frying, or even in tadka or foodni, the oil that we use, first of all, it gets exposed to a high heat, right? Anytime oil gets the heat and turns into smoke, it changes its chemical composition and starts to get even more sticky. If it can get sticky, that means it's sticking inside of our arteries too. Okay, excessive fat turns into fat cells, which are actually storage cells, and the storage cells then are going to accumulate hormones and chemicals and toxins. So we don't want too many fat cells in our body. So that's one of the reason. And the other important reason, which is extra fat inside the cells causes insulin resistance, okay, thus making us more prone to inflammation. All right, so as I'm talking about it, I'm going to start cooking. When we are cooking without oil, the important thing is to heat up the heat up the pan at a very high temperature. Okay, so like I have it here. Needs to warm up just a little bit, but I'm going to show you all the ingredients that I'm going to use today. So I have this finely chopped Swiss chard. As you can see, it's absolutely beautiful looking. Okay, and unlike spinach, this vegetable does not changes its color when cooking, which is an added advantage. So I have Swiss chard here, and I'm going to use a little bit of onion and crushed garlic. Okay, so the advantage of using onion and garlic, obviously for flavor, but both of these vegetables or both onion and garlic are great anti-inflammatory and good for our heart. Okay, especially the garlic. Little side tip on the garlic: crushed garlic is better than grated, and the healthful compounds of garlic get released when you crush it and leave it for 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so always crush your garlic and let it hang around for like 7 to 10 minutes, because that's how long it needs to release its health beneficial compounds. Okay, so think of all the chutneys that we have in our cuisine where garlic and peanuts or garlic and zavas, which is flaxseed, was pound together. There was science as to how people in older generations did what they did. We need to go back to those traditional cooking techniques. So I have onion and garlic, like I said, for flavor. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see it. I think, yeah, here it is. All right. Then spices. I didn't want to make this recipe too. I didn't want to make this recipe too complicated, because I want you guys to focus on the technique of how to cook without oil. Okay, but I'm just going to use turmeric, and I'm going to crackle, of course, some mustard seeds and chili powder and turmeric and some black cumin to flavor this particular dish. Like I said, it's very simple. I want you guys to use this as a base recipe and use your creativity. I know you all can do it because you just put together a nice cookbook. So maybe one of you can come up with even more creative recipe to go in your cookbook. So unlike the traditional way of putting oil first, I have decided to put the mustard seeds first, right? And they are all cracking. I hope you guys can see, but they are cracking. They are jumping here, okay? And the pot is really hot now. So I'm going to add my garlic and onion. Okay. The important thing here is to make sure that you stir fry the garlic and onion constantly. Okay, because it's the first minute and a half, that's when things are going to get, they might start to get stuck. Okay, because what happens is, once the vegetable starts to release its juices, it doesn't stick to the pot. Okay, so as you can see, so far so good. I'm still cooking it on a high temp by stirring it constantly. Okay, now if you feel that for some reason onion is getting little too dry, or it starts to stick to the bottom of the pan, then you are going to use this vegetable broth not only to infuse flavor, but to use it as a medium instead of oil. Okay, so I'm just going to sprinkle it here. And now you can see it starts to cook. Okay. You can add a little bit more. This is called infusing your vegetables with flavor. Okay. Usually what happens is we tend to add too much oil during this time, and it really seals the vegetable with oil. And when the pieces are sealed with the oil, the flavors really don't penetrate or come out. Okay, so you will start noticing in the beginning, cooking or eating no oil based dishes may sound strange, but when it comes to flavor, you will start noticing that you are actually enjoying or getting the flavor of the vegetable as you should. Okay. To this mix, I'm going to add the Swiss chard. Okay. And I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of salt. Now, if you have blood pressure and if you are eating predominantly whole food plant-based diet, which does not have too much processed food, then you get to add a little bit of salt to your food. So I just have some sea salt here, Himalayan salt, that I'm going to sprinkle on top. And we will continue to cook down this vegetable. Okay. This doesn't take too long. It will shrink down very quickly. When it comes to cleaning Swiss chard, it's very, very easy. It doesn't have too much soil or dirt attached to it like kale. Kale, which is fresh, is a little challenging to clean. So I'm just going to allow this to cook down for a few minutes. And then we will start adding the other spices. And then I'm going to show you a way to add a little bit of fat to it, but not of a regular oil, another ingredient to kind of bring it all together and help some of the spices disperse over. Okay, so you may ask where to find Swiss chard. Swiss chard is available at most of the grocery store. It's one of those vegetables which are easy to find and also available in organic almost 99% of the time. Cal Organic is a company. Okay, so I got this particular one from Fresh Thyme Market, but I have seen it even at Walmart. I have seen it at regular grocery stores. So whenever possible, try to get organic, and that is true for most of the green vegetables. Okay, in fact, if you want to learn more about organic, which vegetables and fruits to buy organic, then go on Environmental Working Group, EWG.org website, and every year they have Dirty Dozen and Clean 15 list, which lists all the vegetables and fruit that we should try to get organic. Okay, so as you can see, the vegetable is coming together pretty nicely and it smells very good. Now at this point you can go the traditional route where you're going to add spices and maybe put a little bit of besan or chickpea flour and try to, make it that way. Or you can add any kind of dal and make it like a spinach dal, similarly like Swiss chard dal or like a pata bhaji. But like I said, I didn't want to make the recipe too complicated because I really wanted you guys to focus on the technique that we use, where so far we haven't used any oil. Okay, and in spite of that, it's not sticking to the bottom of the pan and it's cooking really well. You can also add Swiss chard to if you're making thalipit or muthia, or you can add it to salads. It's little chewy. It's not as tender as spinach, but if we can eat kale salad or kale in a salad form, then Swiss chard is really no big deal, and it is really so high in nutrients, which is amazing. Okay, if you go to a raw food restaurant, they usually use the leaf to put some stuffing and roll it, and that also tastes pretty good. So now I'm going to add a little bit of turmeric. As you know, turmeric is anti-inflammatory. I'm going to add some cayenne or chili powder. It actually tastes quite amazing. And I have some black cumin. The health benefits of black cumin again are very profound. We can do one class on benefits of spices, really. Okay, now once this is mixed, we are going to add our final ingredient, which is some peanut powder. Okay, so I have some peanut powder here. Now, if there are peanut allergies in the house, then you can use pumpkin seed powder or sunflower seed powder or sesame seed powder, or even coconut, grated coconut will work. Okay, all you need is some oily seed, because that's going to be the fat that we are going to use in this recipe. Because remember, some vitamins, especially vitamin A, D, E, K, need fat to absorb nutrients. Swiss chard is also pretty high in vitamin A, and hence need little bit of fat, but not too much. Okay, so the flavor and the oil that we are going to use is basically going to be from this peanut powder. And now I'm going to turn the gas off, because the vegetable is ready, and just to add extra, just to infuse it with just a little bit of more flavor, I'm going to again infuse it with some broth, and that's it. The vegetable is ready. You can use it in a chapati roll up or a tortilla roll up. And as you can see, it didn't take me that long, and it smells beautiful. It smells, flavorful. It looks beautiful. Little bit of lemon on top. It will continue to add really good flavor. And here it is. It looks really, really Stunning. You can, if you just want to add another layer of flavor, then you can add some raisins on top or chopped cherries. Or I have had a chaat which was prepared in this way with some green apples. Okay, the pot was burning because it's very hot. So I have this. It's absolutely looks beautiful. Okay, as you can see here, and it can be a filler in your sandwich. You can have it with rice, you can have it with khichdi, so many things you can do. uh, thank you for joining me. Send me your comments, your questions, and we will get back to you, and I hope to join you again. And big thank you to Vidya Joshi and her team, not only for arranging this event, but also uh, uh, launching the wonderful cookbook, the recipe collection that is put together by amazing ladies of Chicagoland area. Potluck, I'm going to go and download the recipe book for myself. Similarly, you please download the recipe from the link that will be shared with you uh, shortly to get the recipe for how to cook and prepare Swiss chard. With that, I wish you all best of health and wellness, and I will see you next time. Stay well.